more time.
One more time. Hey, what's happening? Rio Rancho B2B, the network, Luis Hernandez and
Michael Gonzalez.
Gonzo, a.k.a. Gonzo. He said on an earlier broadcast.
Yeah.
Hey, bear with us. Amber Ortega, our producer, is not here today. She is MIA. I think she's fallen back in love or something kind of like that. And she's got other things that she's got to tend to today. So here we are, Michael Gonzalez, a.k.a. Gonzo, and Luis Hernandez. We are self-producing the show. And there we are. We are finally live. We made 2 attempts and, well, we didn't broadcast.
It didn't work
to nowhere. Yeah, 3rd time's the charm, right? But we got all kinds of cool, fun, exciting things to talk about today. We got some special guests today that have some interesting things. I'll just leave it at that. They are very interesting.
Absolutely.
They're very interesting, and so you should be interested. So you should tune in. You should stay with us for this long 10-hour show.
Nice try.
Not a 10-hour show?
Not today.
Not a 10-hour show. But we've got a young lady here who is an avid Dallas Cowboys fan. And she's going to explain to us what the Dallas Cowboys and meatballs have in common.
Meatballs.
And then we're going to talk with Gonzo. He just recently came back from I'll call it from an experience, a life experience in beautiful Las Vegas.
Lost wages.
Not Las Vegas, New Mexico. Now, we know that he's gone there about 25 times in the last 10 days.
No, not this time.
This was the fabulous. Isn't that how they call it?
Yep.
The fabulous
Las Vegas. Absolutely.
The fabulous Las Vegas, right? You were out there for SEMA.
Yes.
All kinds of good
automotive aftermarket manufacturers convention. Some people think it's a car show, but it's actually a trade show. It's a industry convention. But lots of media, lots of good times. We'll get into that later.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. I believe that you've got a young lady here that I think America should get to know. Now, really quickly, before we bring you on, I want you just to talk into the microphone, and I want you to share something with us that people would never know about you.
I am actually an introvert.
She is actually an introvert.
Wow.
Now, I don't know if you caught the voice, but if you're watching, you can tell me who that is. I will give you a $100 gift certificate to Cafe Bella now.
How do they play?
Who's they are on my live stream,
on your
my watch
stream?
party on my personal page.
Dustin Brown's on. Not Justin. Dustin Brown's on there.
He's on there, yeah.
Yeah. Hello, Dustin.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see if we have any takers. Not yet.
No takers yet.
No takers yet.
Okay.
That probably really.
Here we go. Ready? Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Anybody guess?
Nobody guessed. That's too bad because, Michael, you broadcasted everywhere. This young lady also broadcast everywhere.
Yep.
That she was going to be on the show today, and so I'm very disappointed. Shame on you guys. If you guys are out there, put your left hand out, just like this. Left hand out.
Left hand.
Smack the top of it.
The schmack.
I'll tell you like my mom used to say, put attention.
Put attention.
Put attention.
Not to be confused with purate.
Yeah. Not to be confused with that at all.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to give us a proper introduction? Wait, hold on. Let me do it. Drum roll, please.
There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, around the globe and across the World Wide Web, at this time we'd like to present today's first guest, Casey Gizzardi. Yeah. Did I mutilate your last name?
Guzzardi.
All right.
Guzzardi.
What's the proper pronunciation?
Since we're here in the United States, it's Guzzardi.
Guzzardi.
Okay.
What if you're not in the United States?
Guzzardi.
The
Emphasis.
So my
on
first one
you.
was a little closer to the not United States, but that's because I have not had quite enough coffee yet. So I do apologize, and tell Joe I apologize for that. So Joe's Pasta House. Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down. Thank you
My
for
pleasure.
taking time out of your busy schedule and all the wonderful things that you do. In an earlier broadcast, before we went live, we were chatting about how many years Joe's Pasta House has been in business in Rio Rancho. Casey, how many years has it been?
We are into our 21st year.
21st.
21
First
years.
year.
Old
Holy
enough to
smokes.
have a glass of wine now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Highly recommend it.
No kidding. Well, I mean, after being in business for 21 years, I'm sure that you probably, sip on the yak yet? No?
Oh, you got to test.
But,
testing only.
pretty traditional glass of wine with dinner.
Yeah.
Traditional glass of wine with dinner, right?
Oh, yes.
Now, is that something
Vino.
that is on the menu?
At Joe's Pasta House?
Yes.
Absolutely.
We have an extensive wine list.
Yeah. They do nice pairings. They do. Sometimes they roll out different items and push that out. Follow them on social. They always have something going on. They really do.
They have everything going on. It's like
It's great.
I can't get on
Thank you.
Facebook without seeing something about Joe's Pasta House, and I love it.
I'm
That's
doing my
great.
job well then.
You're doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
And I got to tell you, right, that's exactly where it's at, because we've got this platform that is out there for us to use to
Yes.
communicate with people.
To network socially. Imagine that.
Network socially. And I highly recommend that businesses network with each other socially online.
Absolutely.
It's not just a personal social network, it's also a business social network. And local businesses, supporting local businesses and organizations is tremendously important and helpful to the community.
It's a real thing. And a few years ago, I think about, 6 years ago, when Google, 6 or 7 years ago, when Google was the #1 website, there was a revelation by small businesses in the business industry that they could market their businesses on Facebook.
Yes.
And that was the year that Google got bumped from the most visited website on the web at that time.
And
Yeah.
who became the #1?
That was big ol' Facebook.
Facebook.
But it was the push of the
push.
the businesses
Right.
saying, "Hey, we can get in on this too," and totally
local
awesome.
businesses.
Yeah, businesses
You mind me in on this one?
started embracing it, and that's when you started seeing some of the bigger changes. Yeah.
When I took over marketing for our restaurant, there weren't any experts in the area
Right.
out here on social media and internet marketing. And so I kind of just threw myself out there and learned things the hard way, and claiming on all the search engines, review sites,
Sure.
social media. So I kind of put it all out there and
Yeah.
learned the hard way. And I found, like, with the small businesses, it's really simple to even leverage your marketing, just investing your time. If you can just invest your time, not spending any money marketing dollars, but just investing your time, finding and market on the platforms that suit your business most. Facebook is great for small local businesses.
Yeah.
And as a lot of people know, I'm a big fan of Yelp. You don't hear a lot of restaurant owners say that, but I am. It's a great way to communicate with people.
Yeah, it's another network.
And get feedback,
Yeah.
constructive feedback to improve your business. And they have a lot of free tools for local business owners to use to market
They do.
themselves.
They absolutely do.
Facebook does as well. And spend some time on that website and claiming the search engines.
Mm-hmm.
And you're good. For Instagram, businesses that can do photographs, that's great. If you can't
Yeah, it's
continually
definitely
do
visual.
photographs, it might not be your platform. It's a visual platform for sure.
And tagging. Be proficient at tagging.
Yes, proficient at tagging. Be sure to appropriately tag. Don't mistag it. That it doesn't pertain to the post you're making. But the hashtags on Instagram are great. And
Meatball might not be a good tag.
no,
But why?
that's been used a lot. It's been used a lot.
You end up with like a football player.
Hashtag Joe's Pasta House.
Yeah.
Hashtag Joe's Pasta House is
There you
definitely
go.
out there.
Yeah.
And you want to be unique. You want to put it in the sweet spot of how exposed your hashtags are.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
advice.
definitely.
Good advice. Casey participates in presentations, workshops, open forums, small business gatherings. She's active in a couple of associations, the Chamber and some other ones.
Absolutely.
And she's been a real igniter. The restaurant itself has done some creative reception nonprofit fundraising. I've participated in a number of those, and it's always a good time. It's always sold out. It's always packed, and she's so gracious to let me in anyway because I don't register properly because I get busy and I get a meal. But
Hey.
I'm happy to settle up.
You
But
lucky
goes to a
dog.
good
Yeah,
cause.
no, but that's really great using your environment to cultivate the sense of community. And 7 years ago, 6 years ago, ongoing. Nobody really knows this, but Casey and I, behind the scenes online,
Yes.
collaborate about
Absolutely.
different techniques on different platforms and talk about different solutions.
Right.
Do you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Casey and
It's
I,
important for local businesses.
Casey
to
and I
network and support each
collaborated.
other.
Yeah, we were having some real learning curve challenges
Yep.
when Facebook started changing their algorithms on a regular basis, and we would collaborate on how to market our businesses. And I don't know if she's been in Facebook jail.
Cross promote.
Yeah, but I periodically go into Facebook jail for over-posting content because they think I'm a bot. Because with 12 pages, if you're pushing out a lot, they think, oh, this has been. So yeah,
This is some
Yeah,
sort
you
of
can get Facebook jail.
I was actually knocked by LinkedIn.
yeah, you can get pushed. So it's hard for them to tell.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hard for
Yeah.
them to tell. Or if you over-invite,
right.
send too many private messages or private invites, it's really kind of a different dynamic. But
And the
yeah.
one thing you can bank on is the algorithms are always going to change.
Yep.
Just go with the flow, and glitches happen. So when those glitches happen, sometimes just step away, come back later.
Exactly.
They'll fix it. They'll
Exactly.
catch it.
They'll get to it.
Yep.
Somehow, some way.
Can I get you to scoot up to your microphone just
I'm
a little
sorry.
bit? That's okay.
How's that?
There you go. Now I can hear you clearly.
Yeah.
I can-
Yeah. I have a monotone voice.
No. You're projecting very, very, very well. This is a great topic, and in fact, probably one that most small businesses, really don't want to have when they feel like they don't have the capacity to do anything. And what I mean by that is they don't know how, number one, and they feel like they don't have time, number two. Right?
It's challenging
It's
because
challenging.
small business owners wear multiple hats.
Yes.
And we're juggling a lot.
It is.
The thing I say, and I try to encourage a lot of small businesses, if you're going to market anywhere, market online.
Online.
Market online.
And start small.
And start small.
If you
Definitely.
can do 15
Start-
minutes a day and then ramp that up.
Yeah. Like, build your business page on Facebook, and you have to do that off your personal page. I had to.
You have to do a business page.
And do a business page, please. And definitely claim your business on Google.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Definitely. And it is challenging. And sometimes what I would recommend is maybe look into getting an intern
Sure.
to assist you, because we're also on tight budgets.
Here's one thing. I say this having come from the Chamber of Commerce industry for the last 10 years, right? Small business owners are small business owners, right?
Hands on.
They are hands-on. They, exactly like you said, they wear all 17 hats in the business, right?
Yes.
They are the creator of the product and service that they sell. They are the purveyor of of that product or service, right?
Right.
They are the marketer of
Right.
that. They are the server.
Yes.
Of that, right?
There
They-
isn't anything in our restaurant that Joe and I haven't done.
That you haven't done, right? And so, and with that, right, it's I think a lot of marketing agencies, marketing companies kind of miss the mark when trying to really engage and help small businesses, because they assume that because they're in business that maybe they have a $500,000 loan that they can dump $150,000 into ad campaigns.
No.
That's not the case, right?
That's not the case. And I actually speak to local businesses that launch marketing companies.
Yeah.
I have pleaded with them to do a special program
Uh-huh.
for small businesses, because we have extremely limited marketing budget.
Right.
And platforms. I've had that discussion with Yelp, actually, because back in the day, they had a horrendous advertising
It's a rough start.
package.
Yeah. Well, they were looking for larger
and
participation.
it was something local businesses can't afford. But
Right.
Yelp really works with the local community and local business.
Howie's
So
great. I love Howie.
I love Howie. Just had lunch
Howie
with him
Cable?
at Lily and Liam Bistro.
oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
on
Yes.
Monday.
New one?
Yes,
Yes.
brand new.
New
Nice.
restaurant, yes.
Fantastic. No, yeah. I mean, Howie's great. Howie's been a phenomenal community manager for Yelp. I think Yelp
here
is a
a
great
while.
platform. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. The cool thing about Howie is that he's not one of them cats that says, "Hey, come do this." He's in the community. He's participating. He's having lunch with Casey.
Well, and his function.
He's working. He does a lot of lead events. I don't know if you're familiar with the Yelp Elites.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So that's a lot of fun in the community.
It is.
If you can become an elite Yelper, they do a lot of fun events.
Absolutely.
And Howie gets in there with the local business owners to see how they can promote businesses better together.
Together, yeah.
You know, and it's just he's an incredible Yelp community director.
We talk about collaborations all the time, and,
Yes.
and collaborations are key, very important for small businesses. I got a question to ask you.
Okay.
Okay. If there were a marketing agency, right, that focused their efforts on the local business market,
Right.
and simply put, what they did is they made a bona fide effort to document these businesses to get them ready for search, right? So they could be found online, right?
Right.
And they really focus their efforts on driving these businesses directly to the consumers.
Right.
And they did it at a very low barrier to entry, very low cost barrier
Right.
to entry, right? You think that's something that small businesses would take advantage of?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There-
If we could have some way of taking a little bit of stress off of us and not worry about the bottom line and
Yeah,
keeping
yeah.
our business open.
Oh, wait, hold on. There's one more thing. What if that marketing agency actually did everything for the small business initially?
That would be fantastic. The only thing I would highly recommend with small business owners that aren't familiar with marketing online
Sure.
is make sure you own your domain name
Yeah.
and your passwords and your social sites. You want to
Absolutely.
make sure no matter
Yeah.
who manages it for you, that you own it in case when that time comes that you part ways, you have ownership of everything. I have pleaded with local marketing companies to make that small business program. I highly believe, and this is kind of something, a culture we use in our restaurant, if you offer something that's of high quality at a reasonable price, you'll get more business.
Absolutely.
You know, so it's not, don't go for the high end because not a lot of people will be able to spend that money. If you can make a package that's affordable to the small business owner,
Right.
you're going to have a lot of small business owners you're working with. And that's where you'll make your money.
Can I set an appointment with you?
Sure.
Sign up now.
I'm going to set up
And you
with
thought we were
set up-
talking restaurants today.
Yeah, you thought we were talking
Nah,
about
it's just
restaurants.
business. It's
No,
just
it's business. In fact, I got Simon Gomez from Simon Gomez Jewelers, and he makes custom jewelry, right?
Nice.
And so he's thinking about, getting online to start marketing his business.
Excellent idea. Excellent.
Traditionally, he's done business by word of mouth, world-renowned jeweler, right?
idea. That works too.
But, in this day and age, you got to make sure that you're staying relevant and
Accessible.
Social media is the word of mouth.
social media is the word of mouth. So I'm going to introduce you to, the reason I want to set up an appointment with you, I want to introduce you to this really good-looking guy.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know how my husband will feel about
Well,
that.
it's okay because it's business. But the
Business.
guy's really good looking. But even more important than his good looks is this stellar small business marketing platform that he is getting ready to launch in the community.
Oh, I would love to hear about that.
Yes,
That's phenomenal.
I'm going to introduce
Good
you.
for
That's
him.
I'm going to introduce you to him.
Okay.
I don't know if he's that good looking.
I don't know. His wife thinks he's pretty hot.
That's all that matters.
Is this someone I might know already?
Could be.
Could be. I've got it.
There's no tricking her.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I also highly recommend, and I've seen a lot of small businesses not take this offer up when it comes up, but recently I had a local filming business,
Yeah.
message me on Instagram and said, hey, can we come do videos for you for free?
Like a showcase for portfolio.
so we can put you in our portfolio?
Yeah,
Oh,
that
wow.
happens.
Really?
And he messaged 20 local businesses here in the Rio Rancho area, and I was the only one that responded
No
with,
kidding.
"Tell me about yourself," because I will. If you come to me to
Yeah,
discuss
yeah.
business, and you're telling me you're an expert at something, I am going to check all your sites out. I
Wow.
am going to research you before
Sure.
we do business.
You have
Love
to.
it.
And it's sorry if I messed this up, Matt.
Whoop.
Obscure Iris Films.
Obscure Iris.
Obscure Iris
Obscure
Films.
Iris Films.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, and he was wonderful to work with, and we're gonna collaborate. I think we're gonna be working with Yelp Events and perhaps Lily and Liam Bistro. Maybe they'll step up and take
Nice.
that offer. So if you have someone who has experience in doing videography, in
Check.
we're good. In doing social media, and they can help you, and you can do trade, wonderful.
Absolutely.
Just collaborate. There's
Collaborate.
opportunities. Small business owners get annihilated with inbound requests for product sales and services.
Yes.
And sometimes just random things. I had received on numerous occasions at random, someone will have an idea about a cafe concept and no experience in the industry,
Oh my.
and send me a blind email that they thought that this would be a good concept and just wanted to share. Random. No,
you
it's
could come up with good concepts.
but you know what? there's a couple ways. There's a couple ways to look at that. First of all, you look at that and say, "Oh, is this person looking for funding? Is this person looking to do consulting, or have you created a situation where your business and the ownership of that business is accessible, and someone had a creative idea, and they straight up just wanted to share it with you?" That's what I took away from it.
Yeah.
After the third time it happened,
Right.
I'm like, and I've
Bouncing
shown
off
other
you.
people, and I'm like, I just got this random email. No, and it's kind of flattering that
Right.
that this person entrusted us with their kind of business idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And hoping that something would come from it. Not having the resources, not knowing, just, hey, I had this thought, wanted to share it with you. That's really a kind of community thing. That's
and
really a
it
culture and
is.
community thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We
it's
we
kinda
have
interesting.
people that come into the restaurant all the time with different ideas. For someone who's starting out a small local business,
Ooh,
ground
hold on.
floor-
If you're out there watching, this is where you want to get your notepad and your pen, because I got a strong feeling that a nugget is going to be delivered right now.
Nugget alert. Should we
It's
start
just a
that? Should we start
community
saying that?
thing.
Nugget alert. Dun dun dun.
Nugget
little
alert.
soundtrack. Dun, like the news flash. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Here
Nugget
it is.
alert.
Here
All right.
it is. Okay, and you're going to know this because you're
The warm
chamberman.
up. Nugget alert.
West.org.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's an acronym. WESST.org. Yeah, we've talked
What
about
an
them
organization. You
Yeah, we've
know,
talked
if
about them
you
before.
are looking to launch a small business, check their website out, see what they offer. Affordable classes, sometimes not even charge.
Yep,
And they give
sometimes
you
they have
guidance
general-
on legalities, on accounting.
Before. Get you in the
on
right direction.
what you need for your particular business to be successful. And I also highly recommend, particularly people who are looking to go in the restaurant business, because it's a high-risk industry.
Yes.
Banks don't generally give you a loan, so people opening small restaurants are generally taking their personal savings or taking personal loans out. And you should have at least 6 months to a year of savings for living to cover your cost of living and your business before you open those doors, because we see way too many restaurants open their doors not prepared for what it takes, and they're closing their doors quickly.
Absolutely.
I
And-
agree.
And we want to see you stay open. So,
I agree. And if I may augment that,
absolutely.
it's my personal opinion, after spending a couple of years in this industry, that along with that time frame, make sure that you have that same amount of time frame in the food and beverage industry.
Yes, it's a really good
That's the part-
idea
that's the
that you
part
have
that-
some experience.
That's
in
the
food
part
and
that
beverage.
drops people to their knees when they're like, I had no idea.
It's not
it was
all
this
about
hard.
the food or the beverage.
Yeah, no.
It's a lot of hard hours, but there are hours, and
Yeah, they need that
and if you
relevance.
want to be in the kitchen, you need to start as a dishwasher and work your way up to a line cooking. You want to be in front of the house, you need to start as a busser and work your way up to service and work your way up to management. That's what I did.
It's good to see operations from all
Joe
angles.
started out as a dishwasher. That's
Yep.
Is that
exactly
right?
What we did. Yes.
A lot of us.
Yes.
A lot of us did.
Joe, he tackled a chef in Seattle.
Oh, wow.
Has he told you that story?
No,
It'll
not
have
yet.
to be another story. sometime.
We're gonna have to have him on the show to tell us that story, right?
Exactly. So Joe, I don't know if you know this. He's originally from New York, Sicilian family, and always an entrepreneur. He was shoveling snow, did the newspaper route, but he also grew up working in his dad's bakeries. Mm-hmm. And then when he
He's
was
a
old,
phenomenal baker.
Ooh.
he doesn't.
He doesn't like to do it, but when he
You get
does,
the cannolis. You
You
get the
eat it.
cannoli.
You eat it.
Holy cannoli! Okay, wait. I've been waiting for an opportunity to say that.
old school, all morning since yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
So when he was of age to legally work for someone else, that's when he started out dishwasher, and he ended up culinary training in New York. So our recipes, our menus, based off long time family recipes and culinary training.
You know,
and that's how he started out.
That is so. I mean, that is a very important point. That you both bring up, right? You have an idea. Spend some time in that idea, right?
Right.
If you are not familiar with, go and hang out, right?
Right.
If you cannot get a job in a coffee shop washing dishes, learn how to become a barista, right? Learn about the different beans and where they are sourced from, right? That's important.
It's hard now in today's world, like here, or at Joe's Pasta House.
Right.
Someone that really wants to learn a trade, that's young. Okay, first of all, to work, you have to be 14, minimum age of 14, in food and beverage.
You have
types.
to be 17 to work in our kitchen for insurance
Yeah,
purposes.
for the equipment.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I mean, to
insurance,
be,
yeah.
entry level position, and you have to have signature from the counselor at your school or the vice principal.
I thought you were going to say from like the governor.
No, you have to. It has to not in conflict, and there's limitations on how many hours, how late you can work.
Right,
But
Yes.
if
You
you
gotta
really
finish school.
if you really had a passion to do an old school type apprenticeship, that's considered volunteering
Yeah.
in many environments. And so think about the different environments. Think about your church, St. Felix Pantry,
Great
something
organization.
with the city or parks, or something where they're get close to the food if you want to be in food,
Right.
and volunteer to get that exposure so that you can get started. And when you, after that, your next step, when you go to apply for your first job, your hiring authority will look at that
Right.
in
That's a reference.
comparison to other candidates that maybe said, oh, I saw this great video on TV and I want to be the world's famous barista, so you should hire me now.
Hire me now.
So, there's you got to kind of do some research and say, how
Yeah.
do I break into this industry?
Right.
Depending on what industry.
Yeah,
That's why I was
it could be
looking at you.
anything.
So
Yeah.
does the chamber take internships for like marketing or social media management?
Absolutely. And in fact, just before I left, I wrote up a brilliant plan on how organizations like a Chamber of Commerce, right, could be effective in and make a positive impact in the community by actually having a legitimate program in place, one that teaches these individuals the actual skill set that they need to be effective in marketing or networking or small business ownership, right?
Right.
I mean, so many, and there's a lot of great organizations out here. I'm a firm believer of setting things up right.
Right.
A lot of people, excuse my language, they
Be
like
prepared.
to do things half-assed. Meaning
No.
that they don't put in the work required
right.
to.
You have to be prepared if you want to be successful.
Exactly, and that's exactly what what I was hoping to put in place was an effective, meaningful program that had the work skill behind it. Right. This is what
Work
you were going to
skill
learn.
training?
The work skill training, right?
That'd be wonderful. I'd have to say, I don't know
Some
if
kind of
you
exposure,
see it,
yeah.
but what we see a lot, unfortunately, with young people is they're not prepared.
No.
They come in, they'll come in to apply at the restaurant during lunch or dinner hour. And
Yeah.
that's not a good time to go
That's
in a
not the time to
restaurant to
come.
apply. And they're not ready to fill out an application, and they don't come dressed appropriately.
Right.
And the thing is young people out there, once you get a job, show up. Show up 5 minutes early for your scheduled shift. Be consistent in showing up. Don't call off. Take initiative. If you want to move forward, that's how I got to where I am.
Right.
I don't have a college degree.
Me neither.
And I have no marketing training.
Me neither.
Or I just worked hard. Anytime someone said, hey, we need help here, I'm here. How can teach me? I'm here.
Isn't that funny?
In the kitchens, what I learned from great culinary people, you would be in an environment where a chef was doing something, and you had the lesser skilled junior culinary staff standing there, and a sous chef is usually a sous chef.
Right.
They would walk up behind you and say, "What are you doing?" I say, "I'm watching." Say, "Well, you've already seen that, right?" "Yeah, I've already seen it." "So you should probably ask the chef, how can I help you?" And then walk away. And you're like, "What does that mean?" Well, what they mean is literally lean over and say, "Chef, how can I help you?" Because you've already seen it done once.
Right.
But that way you can wash your hands and get in there
Right.
and
that's
learn
what,
the tactile skill.
Right.
Right.
So something, my kids, their first jobs were here, and I taught them that. And when they left and went on, that's something that we instilled with them and at their
Incredible
jobs,
workers.
and it's really helped them. And they say, "How can I help you?"
How can I help you?
That, as a young person trying to move forward, and hopefully that carries on later as you become a shift leader, a crew leader, a manager, a general manager, an owner.
It goes both ways. Once you're a
Yeah.
leader, you're saying, how can I help you,
You
to
need to-
your staff,
Exactly.
as well as your upper management.
It needs to be part of your fabric, and you turn around and say, "How can I help you?" And that's how you do it. But it should be from when you start
From when you start, yeah.
all the way through, and it's amazing things can happen in that space.
Man, we can sit here and talk for like 10 days on these topics here. So many great things and important things to discuss, because a lot of times, these are things that are not talked about, right?
Little
they're
nuggets.
just- they're
Little
nuggets,
nuggets.
right? Little nuggets,
Important stuff.
right?
It's in the details and being prepared.
It is more than you know, right?
Yeah. And the willingness to work.
So what's coming up in 2020? What kind of exciting things?
Yeah.
Construction's going to end here. I saw
so
the
excited.
schedule.
It's beautiful. They did such a
Can,
good job.
can we put
keeping
that?
traffic
Can we put
running.
that to rest? It's not like this unknown finish date. I don't know if people saw it, but the city
can see it.
the city showed the original schedule, and they're 8 months behind, and they showed what the reasons for manufacturers building culverts and weather and different things.
Unexpected lines.
Yeah, so I mean, construction
That's out of
projects
their
happen.
control.
So
Yeah.
they're past the original date, but that will finish. And I drive that road every day.
Yeah.
It's a well-needed change for a long time. I was
For a
a
long
little
time.
I was a little adamant. I was like, that's one of the nicest roads in the city. Okay, wait till you see it.
When it's done.
Now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. We're super
Yeah.
excited about that.
Yeah.
2020, I have to tell you, I'm going to shamelessly plug things now.
Do it.
There you go.
Do it.
So for those
Now,
of
here's
you
the
who
real
know
nuggets.
for those of you who are familiar with us, and for those of you who aren't, you'd be surprised how many regular customers don't know exactly everything that we do offer.
Like steaks.
Like steaks,
That's
hand-cut
the one they
natural
always.
steaks.
That's the one they always forget.
Yeah. Flown and fresh seafood. We have our seafood
That
flown and
flat
fresh.
iron steak. That's good.
So we have it flown and fresh 3 times
Nice.
a week. And if
Nice.
it doesn't come in smelling right, it gets rejected
Nice.
immediately. Joe's pretty particular about that.
Yeah,
But
good
anyways,
stuff.
we have a lunch buffet until 2 p.m. Monday through Saturday. We also have a lunch menu until 3 p.m. Monday through Saturday. And our dinner menu is available for lunch or dinner 7 days a week. But we also have that private banquet and meeting room in the back.
Great space.
And we do custom catering.
Yeah.
Custom.
Pick up catering.
And we have
the
pickup
buckets.
hands.
The pasta
Yeah.
buckets.
Well, I'm shamelessly plugging. He's
No.
shamelessly plugging for me.
Hey,
so
you know that thing at like 4 o'clock, you're like, honey, what do you want for dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. Just think pasta buckets.
Right.
And call Joe's.
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, that's a win.
It was our aim to create a fresh meal for hardworking families.
Yes.
They have a lot on their plate that has some nutritional value.
Yes.
Our big bucket takeout special, we have 5 different entree choices. You go on our website, hit specials, you can see them there. And it comes with a bucket of the entree, a bucket of fresh garden salad, and a loaf of our house-made bread. And it's made to feed 4 to 6 people
Beautiful.
for under $35.
That's fantastic.
Have you got the bucket yet?
I have
you
not.
had? Okay, so
Well, you know
it's not
why.
on your meal plan.
It's not on my meal plan.
But okay, just so everybody understands the bucket thing, because I'm older.
No substitutions.
Okay, back in the day, there was this quick serve thing where a lot of businesses started using these paper buckets. Some people call them chicken buckets, and they used to put all kinds of things in them. Joe's is probably the only restaurant that I have seen that uses that still in that fashion, and it's awesome because it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You put it in a bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the bucket fits right inside the fridge when you're done, and then
Well,
it goes.
I would highly recommend, like he just said, those are paper buckets,
Yeah.
that you don't use them for
Oh,
service or
we're-
storage.
We're not talking about the single life anymore. We're talking about families.
yeah, family
we're-
life.
see-
Yeah, but you know what happened? We found out, and this kind of choked me up when I found out,
Mm.
is that senior citizens
Oh,
are ordering it and portioning it out and
Yep.
putting it in the
Yeah.
freezer, and it's allowing
Multi-day.
them to save money so they can afford their medication.
Yeah,
Right.
a multi-day meal, absolutely.
Amazing.
that is heartbreaking. Then that is another topic
We've
of
had
things
wedding
that, yes.
receptions done with the buckets.
Is that right?
Yes.
Holy
So it's
smokes.
a value for everybody.
Yeah.
And we also have our pickup pan catering. So if you don't have it in your budget to do a full service catering, we do all of it.
Yeah.
We have pickup pans, so you can serve your, save some
Wow.
money and have
Yeah,
a nice
their to-go
catering.
catering is awesome.
So you really thought about everything.
That would be my husband. He's a
Every
genius.
scenario you've thought about. Let me hook up the people that.
And it comes with Joe's bread.
Yeah.
We
It's
want to
delicious.
we want to take care of people.
Yeah.
That's why we love taking care of people. That's why we're in this industry.
So,
There you go.
so Casey's not going to mention this, but I know this from being in the community. Whenever there's a family that's suffering a severe loss, that Joe's knows their family,
Yeah.
they will just contact the family directly and let them know that a meal for that day or that evening is taken care of. And
Oh, wow.
Joe and Casey do that. They don't advertise it.
No, of course not.
I've seen it. I've seen it through osmosis, and I've seen recipients just like, I can't even believe that this business did this
Right.
for our family, but they're truly a part of the local community.
They're
and
allowed-
it's just a something that they can do to help out, and it's just amazing. It's a really good thing.
Thank
I love
you.
it.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
awesome. You guys do
We
that.
we have a lot of customers that are family to us.
Longtime customers.
and that's kind of what we aim for. I mean, in our restaurant, we want to welcome all our guests. Like you're being welcomed into our home for the traditional Sunday Italian dinner, and that you feel that warm welcome and you're well taken care of, and you become part of the family.
That's awesome.
And, so there's just a lot of really incredible people in this community, and our service people as well.
Awesome. Well, Casey, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
spending your morning with us and sharing things. We have to have her back if she's available periodically.
happy.
We say that a lot because you start talking and you start finding out all these incredible things.
Well, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Funny, I have this saying, right? Something funny happens when you get out and you open your mouth.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? So let's get back to that original thing.
That's cracking me up.
What do the Cowboys and meatballs have in common?
I'm not sure, except that I'm a fan of both.
There you have it, right there.
Longtime fan.
Yeah.
Don't hate on me. Longtime fan. Nobody gives up on their teams.
Nobody gives up on their teams. That's right. All you
That's right.
Cowboy
No-
fans that are leaving,
Shame.
shame on you.
Hey,
shame,
my
shame.
godson's a Raiders fan, and he does not give up on his team.
No,
Ever.
no. I was a Raiders fan when it was cool to be, a Raiders fan, back in the gangster boogie days. Just kidding.
He's a good kid.
Just
Well, he's not a kid
kidding.
anymore.
No, yeah. No,
That's awesome.
the Raiders are making moves.
Yeah.
They're doing some things.
Yeah.
I saw the new Raiders Stadium
Yeah, did you?
in Las Vegas.
Wow, there you go.
It's right by the freeway. It's right
like right next to it.
You know how when you
that'll
drive
be
in Denver?
accessible.
Yeah.
You know when you drive in Denver and you see Mile High?
Yeah.
Oh, you're cracking me up.
Similar proximity. Like you're like, what is that? And they're
It
like,
had-
oh, that's
the Raiders,
the new Raiders.
the Raiders and the Broncos, huh?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know. I just
That
talking about
was you, Stefan.
stadiums. I'm just talking about stadiums.
Really quickly, if
Okay.
there's some folks out there that own small businesses and they want to reach out, get connected with you, just to talk shop or to get some insight or some help, how can they reach you?
Probably the easiest way is message me on social media.
Or you could go through the Rio Rancho Chamber.
You can go
or
through the Rio
Buy
Rancho.
Rio Rancho. Those are a couple organizations.
Right,
And
right.
that,
It might
that might be more appropriate that way, depending on what the topic is.
It depends on the topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are two great organizations, by the way.
Yeah.
And please don't email me through the restaurant website. That's restaurant
Business.
stuff, and it goes to multiple. It goes to both my husband and I because it's for restaurant business. But if you want to email me, and I'll put it out there. If you spam me, I'm gonna delete it. But if it's legit, I'm happy to help. And my email address is the letter K, letter C, my last name Guzzardi, GUZZAR, D as in David, I, @gmail.com.
There you go.
There you go.
She.
But if
lady-
you want to get hold of me quickly, definitely message me through Joe's Pasta House Facebook page, our Instagram page.
She's the mastermind behind the media scene. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Casey, thank you
I'm honored.
once again for coming down.
My
It was
pleasure.
awesome. Awesome. Hopefully you had a good time.
I did. I had a great time.
All right.
Take care, Rio Rancho, New Mexico. We love you.
Thank you, Casey. So,
Wait, are you going to sing for us one time? Can you take it?
What
take
would
it
you
away
like
with the song?
me to
I don't
sing,
know.
honey?
It's right up there. It's all you. Take it away.
oh, you can see yourself.
I don't know why,
Wow, she can
but
sing.
I'm feeling so sad.
Nice.
I long to try something I never had. Never had
Get it,
no
girl.
kissing. Ooh, what I've been missing. Love a man, oh, where can you be? I've never done that publicly.
Wow. That's a first time.
Wow.
Amazing.
Hey, thank you
Amazing.
Wow, you put
for
me on the
gracing us
spot.
with your presence
My
today.
pleasure.
Coffee and a show.
Coffee in a show. We like that. That could be a new thing. Coffee in a
That's
show.
Awesome.
In the show, that's
That's
it.
Coffee in
awesome.
a show.
Well, thank you
Yes.
again,
And golden
Casey.
nuggets, golden
We're going to
nuggets.
ramp up
Golden
for
nuggets?
Information
Kathy
nuggets.
off
Nuggets.
from
Nuggets.
Yes.
Chill Zone. Our next guest today.
Yes.
Oh, love Chill Zone.
Yeah, Chill Zone.
The chill zone.
Take care.
She's going to come chill with us.
Come on, Kathy.
Yeah.
We're going to trade spaces.
Another great local
That's
Rio
that's
Rancho
another
small
local,
business.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
another one we cross promote with on
Absolutely.
social media with on Twitter.
Absolutely.
On Twitter. Don't forget to take off your headphones
I
there.
am.
Yeah, rip
I
it.
was setting them up for Kathy.
That's great. The big Passover. Wow. How about that song?
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That's amazing.
Like, okay, so I've
I
asked.
wasn't expecting that.
I wasn't either.
But it was a
I
pleasant
asked-
surprise.
I ask people to sing all the time, and you know what
Pleasant.
they do? They climb up and they say,
Yeah.
and then, we have to just
Beautiful.
cut off. Hey, really
Beautiful.
quickly, can you do me a favor? Can you, you have your cell phone out, right? Yes, okay, so open up a text channel, like you're going to send a text, and I want you to send a text message to this phone number.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
I'm doing this without my reading glasses on.
That's okay. The phone number that you're going to text to is 72727. Yes.
Text.
And then in the message, I want you to type in search ABQ.
Okay. Doing some tech over there.
Give that a shot. I want you to check that out. That's what you and I are going to talk about.
Fabulous.
That's what we are going to talk about.
Sounds fun. Rock and roll. So, Luis is networking.
Yes, absolutely. All day long, nonstop, 24/7.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm ready to do a drum roll.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rio Rancho Business to Business proudly presents our next guest of the morning, introducing Miss Kathy Ah.
Good morning.
Kathy, good morning. How
Good
are
morning.
you?
I'm
It's been a
good.
while. You don't remember me, do you? Cinco de Mayo 17 years ago at the Rio Grande Cantina.
Yeah. She wasn't there.
She's
It
looking
was-
like, no.
What
Yeah,
was what was in the
maybe.
punch?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Glad you're here.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We've
Very
been
glad
having
to.
a little bit of fun this morning, and we're going to continue to have fun and learn about all the wonderful things that is happening.
At the Chill Zone.
It sounded like you guys were having fun. I couldn't hear what you were saying, but
It's different when you
Seem-
get the auditory,
Yeah.
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
definitely.
wow, it's really loud in here.
It's loud. It's loud.
We have
No,
to do that because of the surrounding noise, but once you get used to it, it's nice in here, isn't it?
It is. It's pretty nice.
Like we're pilots or something, flying around in an airplane.
It does look pretty interesting, but it is for a purpose. It's not just because we want to look cool on the live stream.
And you do look cool. man.
We do look cool on the
You-
live stream.
you look
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I'm not the only cool-looking cat on the live stream.
Cool cats.
Cool cats.
Yeah.
That would be the three of us. All three of us would be the cool cats. But it does serve a purpose. We are broadcasting and we're using audio through microphone. And then, of course, in order to hear each other, we have headphones on so that we can hear
Yep.
the conversation. Otherwise, we don't hear nada.
Right. And instead of it being just a podcast, we're actually live streaming. And Luis brings his 12 cell phones or wireless phones and uses the camera and ties it into that software pad there. Isn't that amazing?
And that's
That is
us
cool.
online live
And
right
he
now.
can switch back in between. So earlier when we were
That's
being
cool.
goofy, you weren't, your face wasn't there yet until we announced you, and then boom, we turn your camera
And
on.
then I'm here.
Yeah,
There you
so
are.
he's the camera guy in front of the camera.
That's pretty cool.
It's interesting, right? And we talk about small business marketing, and some of the tactics and all the great things that Casey was talking about. This is one of the avenues that small businesses can take advantage of.
Pretty new. It's pretty light. He does
yeah.
it in a duffel bag and a backpack.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
He sets it up and he's ready
That's
to
impressive.
Times have changed. Times have changed. But that's how it works. So,
It is.
sometimes when guests come on, they're like, what exactly? Why is there a cell phone showing my face to me? So, fun stuff. So thanks for being on the show.
Well,
Right.
thank you for
Thanks.
inviting me.
And you guys do a pretty fair amount of social media marketing as well, right?
We try. We
Yeah.
try to make a presence. Yeah.
She's so
I've
humble.
seen it. I've seen it out there, right?
She's humble. She's started collaborating with our friend Andreas, right?
Oh, is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's doing some stuff.
He's
and,
doing an awesome job.
Yeah, and it's really great. So it's a win-win, and part of the changes with Chill Zone, if our listeners and viewers don't know who Chill Zone is, Chill Zone started in Rio Rancho, then they went multi-unit, then to Bernalillo, and now back to Rio Rancho. So it's a wonderful thing to have the independent frozen yogurt bar concept back, homegrown. Kathy and I have known each other since you launched. I think.
Actually, we started in the Bernalillo store.
Yeah,
and then,
that's where we
yeah,
met. Yeah.
we-
Oh, I'm sorry.
We
Yeah, yeah,
met in the Rio
So you met
Rancho
and
store.
started-
with
yeah.
The second one.
So Bernalillo
So-
being that odd territory, Luis, where you
Yeah.
drive down 528 and you're like Rio Rancho, Bernalillo, over there
It's
in that area.
But I'm
Yeah.
happy to be
Oh.
back in Rio Rancho, and
Yeah.
I'm tired of moving. So I think we're good to go with
You're good to
Rio
go.
Rancho. Yeah. It's been a great location that we're in now.
So Chill Zone,
Okay,
local
tell
area.
us exactly where you're
Yeah.
at.
We're on Ridgecrest Drive, on the corner of 528, where the Target and Albertsons is.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So right next to a Subway there, and
Is that called
It's-
Rio Rancho Heights, the neighborhood that's across there? It's the neighborhood that overlooks Corrales.
it might be. I'm
Yeah,
not
and
sure.
then most people know a couple anchors there. There's a Target there and an Albertsons.
Yes.
Yeah, and then behind that is the sports field, so a lot of the families know that Ridgecrest sports area that's behind there. So pretty common traveled area, great location for them. When they moved, I heard some good feedback from Kathy that the location is accessible.
Yeah,
and
the location's been
Great.
awesome for
great
us. Yeah.
foot traffic, good foot traffic there, and easy to get in and get out. So that's awesome. So welcome back to Rio Rancho officially. We actually
Thank
collaborated and helped out with a little launch. We had a little launch
Yes, that
fiesta.
was
The mayor
fun.
came out, did a ribbon cutting. We did a little car.
Oh, is that right?
Imagine
Car
that. We
show.
did a little car thing. Tried to do a little food thing for St. Felix Pantry, just a gesture,
And,
it was
were
nice.
very appreciative when we dropped that off. We collected quite a bit,
Yeah,
actually, when it
it's-
was all said and done.
Yeah, it's funny how it trickles in. They're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I got this whole trunk full of food," and you're like, "What?"
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Rio Rancho's really great about that, and being able to support a nonprofit while you're celebrating a grand opening of a new location and connecting with the community is awesome. The mayor came out, and there's no need to belong to any. There's no requirement to belong to an association if you're going to launch a small business in Rio Rancho to get on the mayor's schedule. To have him come out, as long as you can, work with his calendar and contact the city officially, let them know what the expectations are. He will participate if he's
He'll be out
available.
there.
Yeah,
Heck, he comes and hangs out here on the show.
he does.
So if he hangs out with me,
He was a good sport, too. He wasn't sure exactly what to expect. And
Yeah,
I
he's-
don't think yogurt is on the top of his favorite list.
Well, he's-
but
yeah, he's-
he ended up falling in love with our extreme berry smoothie.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's been back a few times to get the smoothie. So it's always good to see him, and it's really nice that he supports also local businesses. So
Yeah,
much.
he's a huge advocate of that. So getting back to your business itself, so a lot of people, well, not a lot, there's a certain segment of viewers and people in general that don't understand the difference between ice cream, frozen custard, and frozen yogurt. Can you give us just a high-level explanation about the differences being working in that space?
Yeah,
Tell
I
us,
definitely
break
would
it
like
down
to
for
do
us, because
that.
people get confused so many times. Maybe you can help us out.
Well, first I want to say the frozen yogurt of today is a lot different than frozen yogurt in the 80s when
Okay.
it was really popular.
Okay.
It's the flavor profile is a lot different and a
Nice.
higher quality ingredients. Ice cream is of course made with cream, and frozen yogurt generally is made with either low fat or non-fat milk.
Good.
So we're looking at about half the calories. And the yogurt, of course, has, not all frozen yogurt does, but the Chill Zone frozen yogurt, we get the best that we can get, and it has live active cultures.
Yum.
And so what
That helps you. It's good for
yeah,
you.
and really you can't taste them. Some people say they can taste them, but most people you can't taste it, but you get all the health benefits. It's an immune system boost. It has it helps with digestion.
Nice.
There's just a lot of benefits to it. And there's some people too, because of the live active cultures, that are lactose intolerant, but they do fine with the frozen yogurt.
As opposed
Because
to
it
a
breaks-
dairy milk. Yeah.
It breaks down the lactose. So
Lactose. Your friend.
I'm raising my hand. I'm
Your
raising
friend.
my hand.
Your friend.
well, it's
Us Latino people
Right.
have a challenge with that. It's a genetic thing, I hear.
Is that what it is?
That's what I've read. That
so
a high percentage.
If you're brave enough to try it, you probably will do well with the Chill Zone frozen yogurt. And for people who don't want to even go there or try it, we always have at least one sorbet flavor. And
Alternate
the
or
sorbet
something.
has no milk at all.
No milk at all.
And something fun, they also have recently done a collaboration with a local business
Really?
and introduced a new product line.
How about that?
Yeah.
Does that happen around here?
It happened.
It
It is
happened.
the best of the best. It's been really popular. There's this coffee shop, Cafe Bella, and yeah, we found the best. Like our yogurt, we find the best quality that we can find to partner
was
with,
awesome.
and we serve it in several different ways. We'll mix it up in kind of a shake. We call it frozen coffee,
Oh, wow.
and then we also serve it just as a float
Yeah.
with either chocolate, frozen yogurt, vanilla, any flavor really.
I've tried them all. So it was an interesting story.
Wow.
Kathy actually approached me and said, "Hey, I have an idea." And I was like, "Absolutely, how can I help? Here's some product. Try it. Do some R&D." And she's like,
Yeah.
"I'm good. We got it. How do I obtain it from you?"
There we go.
So no, it was great. It was really
I
hot
got
when
a-
she launched it.
I got a lot done that afternoon, by
Yeah.
the way, after all those samples. I got a lot done.
You're like, oh my God.
But
Yeah.
no, it was a really successful launch. It was kind of unexpected, and we collaborated on that, and they did a really good job of pushing it out. It was right about the time she started working with Andreas and gave him a good story to tell, and yeah, it was really fun, and hopefully it continues to do well. We're happy to work with them in that regard, and it was interesting. Random people would send me personal messages. Like they didn't know if it was legitimate or not. They were like, "Did you see this?" Yeah, I did. They're sending me pictures of the because they did some good signage inside too, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
People are enjoying it.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's great. It gives another length. So waffles made it back. Did I see that? Did I see something
Well,
about something?
Close. We did. We're not doing waffles this year, but we did bring crepes.
I'm
back.
so sorry. Yeah,
That's okay.
crepes.
That's okay. I'm glad you brought it up.
Some kind of delicious goodness.
We've got. The
I remember the
crepes.
X's now.
Right.
So far, the Nutella and strawberry has been the most popular. We also have.
Oh wow.
Nutella.
You know
Nutella,
what?
strawberry.
There
Is that on your meal plan?
That Nutella's not on my meal plan.
I'll have your portion.
Almond
Almonds.
butter is.
Almond
peanut
butter's
butter,
good. Yeah,
Right.
that's awesome. Almond butter. Yeah.
Almond butter.
That's a thing.
It is a thing. Yes.
And then you do like to go things for like celebrations. Don't you do larger ise?
We have pies,
Pies.
which serve
Luis,
8.
did you know that?
We do pies. And
Your daughter would love that.
What do you mean? So I got to just really quickly, since you bring that up there, one of my auto responses for incoming phone calls is it's a text message that I am able to just send out automatically. It says, "I'm busy eating pie. Call you later."
Like The Simpsons?
Like The Simpsons. Yeah.
Pie. I
it's
love
an
pie.
important part of life.
I
Yes.
love pie. Pie is
Tell me
an
about the pies you
amazing
have.
thing.
Okay, well,
He's all excited.
well, they're frozen yogurt pies.
Frozen
Frozen
yogurt
pies. We
How
have
can you
made
go
some
wrong?
with the sorbet, but we usually keep some of the most popular ones in
Ooh,
stock,
I got the
like
chills.
cookies
Oh,
and
man.
cream. Or we have a turtle pie that's
Ooh.
really popular with caramel and chocolate. And,
I think you should
and
take your daughter
pecans.
there for some testing.
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
so
It's important. We got to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to try it. How can we be promoters of your product if we don't try it?
this is true.
I'm just saying.
I just think out of the
I
three
think
of
you
us,
need
there's
to
only
try
one
it.
of us that needs
Hasn't
to
tried
catch
it
up.
yet.
Because you know what I say every time I go in there? I don't care what time of the day it is. Is I'm making my little signature thing that I make. I put granola and fruit on it, and then I tell the person behind the counter, this qualifies as breakfast because it's got yogurt and fruit on it. And it might be like 5 o'clock at night, and they just look
Right.
at me like, this guy's clearly lost it.
This guy's nuts.
No, no, we
Qualifies as
actually,
breakfast. It's got granola and fruit. Let's go.
we have people have it for lunch.
Yeah?
We have people for dinner.
I like them. I like them already. I haven't even
yeah.
met them.
We
Yeah,
have
it's a good
some.
thing.
It seems to be a dad thing to bring their kids in for frozen yogurt for dinner.
What a great time.
For
No, I like the way that you said that, a dad thing, right? Because dads,
Yeah.
we've, have that negative connotation of being irresponsible and taking our kids for ice cream or frozen yogurt instead of dinner.
Hold on. Doing exciting and new things.
Exciting
I think
and-
that's
that's
the,
how I
I think that's
explain it.
the catchphrase,
Yeah.
Luis.
So I'm curious.
You
I'm
know, my
curious-
wife watches these.
I know
okay?
she watches them, yes. But your kids are already grown, right?
Yeah. they are.
Dude, I
They
faced
are.
heat yesterday because I decided to take my daughter to have a nice quality meal at a restaurant before dance class yesterday, and
Yeah.
then we ended up being late to dance class, and
Ooh.
yeah, not a good look for
Well, the
Daddy.
bigger question is, did you get a to-go meal for the wife? Oh, see, that's where you
No.
fell down, buddy. Come on, man.
Oh, yes,
you can't.
yes,
You
yes.
can't like we went to dinner. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
no. Exactly.
And we're
But-
late.
your wife has you trained well.
Yeah.
Practice.
You-
Practice. I
So-
can't believe she puts up with me, but she does. God bless her. That's fabulous.
I'm always curious to find out, why people do the things that they do, right? Why they moved into the space that they moved into, or why they're working in the arena that they're working in. And
Right.
so, what happened? What was going on in your life the day that you decided
This is it.
Well,
what we're doing?
This is
we,
the one.
we have to go back into the dark ages here when I decided. I was actually in high school,
Okay.
and I was working at Dairy Queen. This was in
The old
Tucson.
DQ with the little curl.
This was in Tucson, and the owner used to come in, and he would say, "Okay, you girls, you need to clean this, and you need to fill that," and he would take the deposit and he would leave.
Mm.
Old
and,
school.
And in my mind, I thought, that's the job that I want.
I want to come in, tell them, you clean.
Lead by
And then
example.
leave 'em in- yeah,
The paper bag deposit.
And so it was always in the back of my mind that this would be a great business to have and fun business. And I thought it might be a little bit easier than it turned out to
Whoops.
be. But eventually I did a lot of other things. Actually, I taught school. I had another business.
How about that?
And then I was still talking about the ice cream shop.
Yeah.
And it was my mom who said, Kathy, it's time. You either do it or stop talking about it. And,
God bless you, Mom.
She didn't quite say it that nice. It was more like a mom thing.
Old school?
Like,
I know exactly how she
Was
said
she
it.
kicking it old
Do it.
school? I love it.
pretty much.
That was that old baby boomer.
Yeah, like do it
Do
or
it.
do it or
You
quit
give me
talking
a
about
headache.
it. So
Yeah.
So I decided to jump into it, and what I found, I originally thought ice cream, but the frozen yogurt is so much better now
Yeah.
than it was. It's the taste, the quality, the options is so much better than it was what I remember in the 80s. And so I started exploring that, and then I realized the self-serve is a popular.
It was a thing.
popular in
It became a thing.
It was in California at first, and there's another locally owned frozen yogurt business, Olo, and they
Nice people.
Apparently, we were both planning this at the same time because we ended up
There was a
opening
third one, too.
about 2 weeks apart from each other.
Is
there
that
was
right?
a third one, and she actually opened before
Right.
Olo and I did shortly
Right.
before, and they're out of business now. But
It was before the corporate franchise ones did that.
Gotcha.
But
Yeah.
so really the locally owned local people are the ones who really brought frozen yogurt to New Mexico.
Kind of paved the way, and then the corporate
Yeah.
guys came in.
and jumped on the.
So
yeah.
another unknown story.
Yeah.
So there was another player in the game that did a business plan and was looking for locations at the same time, and decided not to launch and launched a coffee shop instead
shop.
because they were doing two business plans
I heard that.
in tandem.
I remember. I think I've met that guy before,
Yeah.
and I remember that process.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad I did. I'm kind of glad that that group didn't pursue that because there would have been
Right.
like 5 of them in a small area. But there's another half to Kathy's team. Her husband was like an engineer, and he was really kind of out of the box on the way to do the refrigeration for that business because it requires a certain capacity. It's very technical, and I've met him, and he is awesome, really humble, but crafty guy. He can build anything.
We love crafty
He really
guys.
is.
Yeah, and he did some amazing. So she says, "I want it like this," and then she leaves, and then he makes it.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know, it's
Isn't
great
that
to have one
awesome?
of those.
And I would like to expand a little bit on that because the water cooling system is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With a lot of ice cream machines, and
Glycol.
that's really what they are, is ice cream machines.
Yeah.
Even though we put frozen yogurt in it, they either air cool, which would require additional air conditioning to
Okay.
keep the room temperature in a comfortable state.
Because the ambient just
And then the machines don't work very well
Right.
either when it gets up to 90. Or you can do a water cooled, and there was another business here in Rio Rancho that was using similar machines, but the water was just going down the drain.
Oh, wow.
And that uses a lot of water. And,
Yeah.
and they're not doing that anymore, but to be able to recirculate the water and reuse it, so it's extremely environmentally friendly.
Yeah,
And
no.
and a lot of places use glycol. Mark set it up just with the water,
right.
because it's mostly inside, and so it's not going to freeze. But it's energy efficient. It's good for the environment, and it also makes the machines run really well.
So
It
he
makes a difference.
he looked at all the different systems. I've had at-depth conversations with him, and he developed his own workaround
How about that?
that passed all the inspections, and he had all the drawings and everything. Brilliant. One off.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brilliant. One off. I told him, why don't you
Yeah.
think about doing this for someone else? He's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. He's like, no. That's funny because
I got enough stuff to do here.
my wife thinks that she's married to somebody like that too, and I keep on telling her she's not. I don't know what's wrong with her.
Well, I don't know. You got the technology thing
Yeah,
down here.
well, I don't know about that, but certainly, these are. I love hearing these types of things because no two businesses are the same, right? Every business, right, has its nuances, right?
Certain set of challenges, certain set of solutions.
Different things, and it's great to hear about those things. And it's really important for other business owners to hear about, some of those things that are challenges but become successes, right? Because, at the end of the day, we're all entrepreneurs and we all want to succeed, right? There is no one way or no one road to success. It comes in many different shapes, many different forms, and the way you go about doing something can be very different from the way I go about doing it, but we both achieve the same result, right?
Yeah.
And it's neat for people to hear that, right? To hear those stories and hear about how you overcame certain things, right?
Can
That's
put
a
our
perfect
own
story for
twist
that.
on it.
Yeah, absolutely, right? I made my old man do it.
He volunteered. He volunteered.
So their business is a good example
Yeah.
of staying in the game
Yeah.
and retooling, retrying. They started in Bernalillo.
Mm-hmm.
They came to Rio Rancho. Then the franchises came. The market changed. The economy changed. And then they ended up coming back later and finding the location, the fit, the style. Now they're doing more social media marketing. It's a different time now.
Right.
So they've been in business long enough to life cycle and probably have a completely different perspective now than before, but you have to go through that. And, the phraseology of seeing the challenges, overcoming them. The one thing that ties in with all these solutions or analogies about challenges and solutions is you have to get in the game. And this is something that I've been getting on my feeds lately. The message that I'm hearing from entrepreneurs and leaders and the Tony Robbins and that whole school is that the difference between individuals that are entrepreneurs and individuals that are idea people is the action.
Right.
Getting into the game, doing the activity. Is there a chance that you may fail? Yes. Okay. But digging out of that, you want to plan the best you can so it's not like completely disastrous. But, don't lose your house over a hot dog stand. But, getting in the game. And that's one thing about
Great
Kathy.
concept.
She's, Kathy's always in the game. She's always looking at her business. She's always analyzing. She's one of a school of owners that I know, small business owners.
Sure.
When I tell them, hey, I stopped in the shop. It was nice. I had this. She's always asking me, how was it? How was your experience? How was this? How was that? She never stops asking. And that's the one thing you can't lose sight of. When you get in the game, you're always in there.
Yeah.
You're always looking at it.
I think that's really, and you were talking about doing things different ways or, being.
Yeah, that's important.
I think, I still haven't gotten it quite figured out. I
Sure.
think that it's a constant change, and I think it's always going to be what's new, what's happening, what can I do different, and so I don't know that I'll ever get it figured out.
That's
And
great
it's
to understand that.
It does, yeah.
Because the market
Yeah.
changes, the employee, the labor pool changes, the tax rates change, economy, seasons, all kinds of dynamic things that you don't have control over. You got to figure out how to make it work.
All those things change. The one thing that
Yeah.
remains is your mindset,
Yeah.
right? Is your
Yeah.
mindset, and
Go fight, win.
And
There you
if I had to do it all over again, I've kind of bounced around a little bit with locations.
I think that's
but
great.
I think that I don't think I would have done it any other way. I think I opened 10 years ago, and when the location that I'm in now, there was another place in that spot, and so I kind of wanted to be central Rio Rancho, but it wasn't the right timing for
Sure.
that, and so I got a really loyal following in both the other locations, and
Yeah.
now I'm kind of central, so I get both of these people that have been to my other locations, and now I have one level of expenses,
the new.
of the rent and
Yeah.
everything, and
So it's a
now I get
trifecta.
all
Yeah,
that-
plus the new. Yeah.
So
That's great.
I'm glad that I entered the market when I did.
There you go. There's you would have never known that unless you got out there and went for it, right?
Right.
And that's the most important part. Is if there's anything that you take away from today's show is that you got to get out there and do it. Just do it like Nike, right? Get out there and do it, right? But
and it is scary. It's a risk, and it's scary. And I think where you can really make a difference is when you have an idea that nobody else was doing frozen yogurt at
Right.
the time. And well, there was one in Albuquerque, but
Right.
and Olo and I were doing it at the same time. But it was a brand new concept, and it's very scary because you don't know, and when you're there in the middle of the night trying to get the floor finished,
Putting
or the
your
walls
last coat of
painted,
paint
or-
on.
or getting some lights installed, and it is kind of scary anytime you start a new business. But like you said, you just got to jump in.
Absolutely.
Jump in and try it.
well, I can certainly appreciate that. I know that if Amber were here, she'd be giving me the side eye.
Is she giving you the get off the air?
She's giving me the get off the air side eye.
You're sucking up the internet?
So we got off to a little bit of a late start. I apologize for that because I just didn't know where things were.
There's some little nuances there. Yeah. But you got it up.
But we got it up, and sadly our time has to come to an end here. But please tell us, give us one nugget. If there's any advice that you would give to somebody who's considering going into business, or somebody who wants to be an entrepreneur, what's one piece of advice that you would give them?
Well, I think that I think the biggest thing is to not try to do it all on your own. That there's a lot of support, and so partnering with Cafe Bella or just talking with Michael and
Good advice.
talking to networking and talking with other business owners, that you'll find there's a lot of good advice, a lot of help, a lot of support. People are willing to share. And then before we end, I also want to give a shout out to the New Mexico Runners, the soccer.
Those guys?
We are partnering with them also. We've sponsored the Chill Box
Nice.
this year, so look for the Chill Zone logo and
Nice.
in the
The Chill
penalty
Box
box.
sounds
there.
great.
It's the penalty box.
Oh,
They're
I
gonna
thought
call
it was, and here I thought it was going to be like
No.
a VIP thing up
No.
there.
It's the penalty box,
The chill
but-
box, yeah.
so
Like,
we're-
hey man, you messed up.
You
Go
better
chill.
So we're gonna have some
I
fun
love
with
that.
that. We're gonna
I
have
love
some
that.
fun with that. But things like that, partnering with
Yeah, yeah.
people and not thinking that you have to do it all on your own. That there is support
Chill
and
box, that's
talk
great.
to people.
That's
I love
great.
that. No, that's great advice. Great advice is never feel like you're alone. And I got to tell you, being an entrepreneur, a lot of times we need
The support team.
We need that
You need a
support.
support
We
team.
need the counsel.
You got it. No, you're absolutely right.
No, I'm serious.
People that you trust, that
Right.
are content experts,
Yes.
that want you to succeed. That's a support team.
That's where it's at. But you guys also have to understand that most people don't have the same vision that you're going to have for your business. So at the end of the day,
Right.
you can't rely on them to do the work for you. You got to get out there and you got to bust your own
Yes.
ass. You
Yeah.
got to do that yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody else can do that for you, right?
Right. You have
and-
to have your own passion and
Gotta
your
do it.
own dream.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I feel like we can go on and on and on and on.
Well,
And
thank
sadly,
you for having
happens.
me. Thank you.
That's
for
what
having
happens
me.
when you have great guests.
I know.
Just 2 instead of 4 this time.
2 instead of 4. So tell us really quickly, how can folks find you guys and how can they get in contact with you?
We have a website. It's Chillzone NM for New Mexico, chillzonenm.com.
Awesome.
We, of course, are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and
Web search,
the best,
Google, yeah.
Yeah, Google, Chillzone New Mexico. But, of course, the best thing is we want to see some faces in our store.
Come and try it. Free samples. They do
Free
the little.
samples.
They
Free
give you
samples.
just enough so that you want more. No, that's awesome.
That's it, actually.
Well, tasting, right? Because you don't
Yeah.
know. You don't
And-
know if you want to mix them. You
And
don't know if
some
you want
people are-
chocolate.
Some people are shy about getting samples, and I try to get my employees to really give a lot of free samples as much as you can, because then you have the confidence. Customers have the confidence to fill up their cup.
Yeah,
it
no
really
di-
does. So
no
we
kidding.
love
They
to
find
give
what
free
they like
samples.
that way.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know who was brilliant at that? Depot.
Depot.
Yes. You ever
Yeah.
been to a potato corner in the mall?
I have not.
I haven't.
But I
Have
love
you, have
potatoes.
you passed by one?
I have.
Guess what you
not.
get when you pass by one?
A potato sample.
You get to try about 4 or 5 different types of French fries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And guess what? when you try one, you're like, oh my God, I got to go get a whole bucket of
Yeah,
those.
that's a secret. That's a trade secret for sure.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a great one. So if you have not had your sampling yet, get out there.
Chill zone, frozen yogurt.
Try some
Bye.
out. Try some out. I will take my daughter for some pie just before dancing out. Forgive me for not being 100% on
Yogurt savvy.
being yogurt savvy.
Okay, well, I told you the story about our Mayor Hull.
Yeah.
He came in and he was a little hesitant, but he's hooked on the extreme berry smoothies now. So we
I love
have
it.
something
They have
for
different things,
everybody.
yeah.
We really do.
Do you have
They have a nice coffee if you want it.
A nice coffee.
do
Yeah,
have
there
iced
you
They
go.
put
coffee.
it- instead of
It's good
creamer, you
stuff.
put a little frozen yogurt
A little
in
bit
it.
of frozen
It'll
yogurt.
change your world.
I love it.
Good
So,
stuff.
and the, if I may, the other attribute is I love going in there and watching the little kids. They get so excited. And then the flip side of that is the elderly, senior citizens that go
Yeah.
in. They get equally as excited
So
because
funny.
they get to pick all the
Yeah.
stuff.
Right?
Yeah, it's fun.
Good
It's-
stuff.
It's a good family time.
It is.
Or
I like.
friends.
I like
Or
good
you could
family
have a-
times.
you
And
could have a
friends
meeting
and
there.
all that good stuff.
Do a business meeting there.
We do have quite a few.
Yeah,
we
do a
love
business
it.
meeting there. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I love it.
Cool.
Well, hey, it's been a great show.
Thanks
If
for
you guys
coming
are-
out, Kathy.
Thank
yeah,
you
thank
for
you for coming
having
out.
me. Thank
It was
you.
a pleasure.
Next time you have to bring some yogurt with you.
I can do that. I can do that. I'll bring
tell-
some pie.
Bring some pie the next time. We got to make sure that we get in on that because, you know, we gotta have some benefits here to the show here, Gonzo.
We do. Look at the great people we get to meet.
Right, we get to meet great people, but it would be even better if we could try their products
pie.
during the show.
So what
Just
happens?
saying.
What happens when we bring like a golf expert in? You gonna
Well,
do
then
a
we
swing
just-
in here?
We open up the garage and
Four.
yeah, we practice our golf swing back there, right?
That's like Johnny Carson petting the animals.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
That's awesome.
I appreciate the time and thank you.
Thank
We'll
you.
make it out to visit with you. I did provide links up on the live stream,
Thank
Excellent.
You. Thank
so
you.
folks can get connected. That's usually
My battery died.
yeah, my battery is about to die. Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
I
We're
failed to-
both
failed to
non-juiced.
plug in. Failed to plug in.
But hey, we
Yesterday.
Thank you.
we certainly appreciate everybody tuning in and
It's
watching.
always a pleasure.
Yes.
Thank you. All right, that's a wrap.
Yes, that is a wrap,
Okay.
not a chicken wrap.
Yep.
Well, it could be a chicken wrap.
Vegetable wrap.
Whatever
tofu
you want
wrap.
it to be.